and the storage has been full both rounds. Okay, 15 minutes later, 4 rounds later, that's check-in done. I'm gonna get pictures, send them off, see what the boss is saying this morning. So that is the little morning session done. It's Monday again. The week's absolutely a roll around. I'm just sipping my hydration. Cardio wrapped up, 45 minutes on the bike. We're gonna do the bike, I reckon. It's the easiest thing, and obviously the bike is at home. I know I was doing the cross trainer in the gym a small little bit, or not the cross trainer, the Stairmaster in the gym, to be fair, but just for time management reasons more than anything, I think just having the bike at home is the easiest thing. Just get up, I'm not really in a place where I need to like get myself out the house to do cardio. I can get up, do my cardio, and I'm saving the diesel. I don't need to waste time driving to the gym, even though it's really close. So I reckon the bike for now, and then we obviously do have the walking pad there for steps. So I'm about to open up the laptop of the walking pad under the desk. 81 again this morning. So back up another 0.2, which is absolutely fine. 4 rounds of posing pretty much wrapped up. Anyway, Monday morning. Today is the 7th of April. Another week of prep. Another week of the year. Get after it, fellas. Yeah, it should have, lad. It should have. Group photo shoot chat this morning. But my feedback has just come back in. We're on the ball with check-ins now this morning, to be fair. People are checking in. There's no better feeling than watching your feedback coming back in.
Big man, what's up? Thank you very much for checking, as always. Now, I'm going to make adjustments. As I said, I want to see the 70s. I want to see the 70s this week at some point, you know what I mean? So let's see that 79 figure at some point this week. So I am going to make a little adjustment.
Blue skies, lads. The weather, it says it's going to be like 20 plus degrees today, which is beautiful. We're going in for second coffee of the day. These are all small little things. I know you saw there. I had the coffee obviously this morning, pre-cardio, obviously using that to our advantage, which is great. Coffee goes hand in hand with yohimbine as a stimulant. But again, coffee starting the day off, beautiful. I know people say like, give yourself an hour when you wake up in the morning before you have a coffee, but like, enjoy your coffee in the morning, man. If that's something you really look forward to, like myself every morning, enjoy that, Don't be listening to these people online telling you like, waiting a couple hours, like, and then I had a cup of tea, like my hydration, lots of water. Another thing we'll speak about, just like today, I just want to go through like, possibly like a few different like tips and tricks, moving on in your fat loss phase, to maximize it and, make it as successful as possible. And just using like struggles and problems, that I see and talk about with clients and check-ins, to get them across on here with you. I think that would be very handy for a lot of people as well, just to be able to talk about different things, even small little things, like not big things that you don't think about necessarily, but things that can, make life a lot easier for us across the board. So coffee number 2, just finished prepping the oats, putting the fruit on top, making the sludge, and then back in for check-ins then as well. Obviously adjustments are in, and every Monday we go through the adjustments, but I was just thinking there, to be fair, I was doing a good bit of thinking over the weekend, and naturally as prep goes along, I did say that my first photo shoot prep was a couple of months that really matured me as a person, which might sound sad or might sound like cocky or something, but I think it really did mature me as a person, that first photo shoot prep. I really got to, I just really matured across the board, I think, and it'll be the exact same for, the majority of this prep moving forward. But self and Keem were just going back and forward, just saying to me this morning, that like, I know you will start to feel the pinch and everything now, and it will be, a bit of a drag, as it will be, and that is the case, as you're trying to pull body fat off, you're trying to get to levels condition, that you shouldn't be at, but we're obviously doing it for a purpose. But yeah, it's a feeling I've obviously felt before, so I'm used to it. Obviously, I haven't felt like that in a long time, but I'm coping well with it, I think, and I will cope well with it, to be fair. Hunger and everything isn't even there at the moment. Yeah, a small bit of food focus is going to creep in and everything, but food stays intact for another week, man. Food stays intact. I was skeptical about food coming down today, to be fair, but we had the bump in cardio, so cardio has been bumped to 55 minutes on training day, or 55 minutes 5 days, and then still keeping the 30 minutes on the days that I'm touching legs, which is absolutely fine. So an extra 10 minutes, an extra 50 minutes across the whole week, and then everything else stays the exact same for another week. He did notice and think, not anything that I really picked out of, because I'm seeing myself so often, as I said to you, just conditioning the midsection, being that little bit tighter, I think, across the board, which is great. And obviously we'll see again come Thursday, and we'll see the post-workout shots. He says the post-workout shots are still looking very full, which is really good. And training is still pretty good across the board, I want to say. Sometimes a little bit of fatigue, like leg days, I do feel that small little bit of a, that kind of way. But it's all good for the most part, and it's just about trying to keep training intact throughout this entire prep, for as long as we possibly can. This coffee is warming my hands up there across the board. But just one thing to note, and we'll talk about them throughout the day as we go. I don't want to be keeping you too long, as always, but just little things here, obviously talking about the coffee there this morning. Great appetite suppressant again. This is going to get me through the next block, the rest of the check-ins for the morning. And I'm not hungry at all this morning. The more you're on the go, busy, keeping yourself occupied, you're not going to be hungry, you're not going to be thinking about food, and that's something I'm speaking about one of the girls in a check-in earlier on. Next thing then, one of the lads this morning was water. He's struggling to get water in. With that as well in the morning, like again, a big problem I often find is people going straight for the coffee or straight for the drink that they have there typically every single morning instead of the water. Okay, it's not the nicest thing in the world, but first thing you do every single morning is get that water into you. It doesn't have to be a litre straight out the gate. But this lad, he'll know if he's watching this who I'm talking about, but he's training very early in the morning. His first check-in this morning, he was in the gym very, very early, and he's saying, look, I'm struggling to get the 5 litres of water in across the day. And I said, look, you need to start early. He's struggling to get that last litre in towards the end of the day. And that's the last thing I want him to be doing, because he's just going to be waking up even more times than he already is to go toilet and stuff at night, then struggling to get 5 litres in. So he should be getting a litre in minimum before he even arrives to the gym. And that is a bit of a struggle when the body is just woken up. But he's going to train better. He's going to feel better. His overall body is just going to be moving better and working better there in the gym, being hydrated. Also, during a session, he can get close to another litre in. By the time he gets back from the gym, before he goes to work, he's probably going to have another 2 litres in. He's working an evening shift this week. And then another litre and a half during the shift, which is not much water at all. Just to explain that to him, is very easy to do, and manageable. It's just about keeping on top of it during the day. Another message I got this morning, I just posted on my Instagram story as well, because it just sums it up, man, was basically she said, I'm just doing everything you're telling me to do every single week. I'll tell you now exactly what it was. Okay, I'm legit just doing everything you tell me to do, and it seems to be working. It seems to be going good, so I'll leave it up to you. Like that is it in a nutshell. That is it in a nutshell. All right, if you can just stick to the plan, follow the plan to a T, just watch what happens. Just watch what happens, I guarantee you, And same thing I was saying again this morning, I know I'm continuing on here, but just I want to get my words across and get everything across here for you. If you're doing cardio, take it all in, lads. Take it all in, because again, when I was first starting out, for anyone who's starting out here, I wish that we had all these tools that are available now, on all these, videos and everything online, which they probably were, but I just wasn't aware of them possibly. The difference of someone getting in shape this year, like me going along in my prep now versus someone who isn't and is going to delay that process, is the ability, and I know I've said this multiple times, the ability to do this on the daily, consistently on the daily, and not miss a beat. Someone who can nail their food straight through, which I know it might sound for a lot of people impossible, but look at me on my prep right now, like there's no missing, there's no missing food here, overeating here, not doing cardio here, not doing this here, regardless of the situation, you get the job done. And that's how I'm getting in shape. That's the difference of someone getting in shape and someone delaying the process of actually getting in shape, coming into summer, regardless of what time of the year it is when you might be watching this video. But that's just something to take into account if you notice like progress isn't moving as quick as it might be moving across the board. But yeah, I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to get back to check-ins on the walking pad. Steps are moving well. We've got push day going down today. It's a beautiful day outside. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. And food focus or not, food stays intact for another week. We'll do the extra cardio, no issues. We'll have an extra 10 minutes to do post-workout to make up the 55 for today. Yeah, boy. Can you see that? Oh. This is what I'm talking about in terms of the fridge. Like, we've got like a load of veg at the bottom. Like, to fit actual prep food in there is a problem. Like, my sludge here, all the meat in here, more shit in here. Like, I had the oats in there this morning, like in my big bowl. Up here, then more stuff, like, you know, and then obviously there's no room over here. I never got eggs in the shop yesterday as well. Some new protein on the way, which should be here tomorrow, potentially. So yeah, we can do a couple of taste tests. 1 or 2 taste tests of new protein as well. I'm going to get the pre-workout meal in, and then we are in for push 1 of the week, first session of the week. Feeling good. Feeling really, really good. I absolutely love a Monday now. Absolutely love a Monday. Also, Lidl were doing $4.50 for 4 cans yesterday, so I picked up only 2 packs. I don't want to be hoarding monster, but save a good bit of money there now. Do you know, like, you're paying what, minimum like $2.70 for a can inside in the shop now, and it's been chilling in the fridge since last night. It's going to be delicious. Oh, she is thick this morning. That is a thick ass sludge. I don't do all my supplements after meal 1 now, to be fair, because I'm going training. But what I do pre-workout is glutamine, my creatine. So creatine and glutamine pre-workout. You also see I do glutamine in the morning as well to get things moving. Really, really good supplement, lads. If you do struggle a small bit, you know, to get things moving that little bit in the toilet, there is nothing else I do in the morning, really, with supplements. Just 'cause, like, I don't want that feeling going into the gym of the supplements kind of there. Do you know what I mean? Up outside the gym, tinny is going in. Most of it is gone in, to be fair. And yeah, I do have a jumper on, even though it's the hottest day of the year, because I can never really go into the gym. I did on Saturday, just with the tank top on, the beater on. I just kind of need something on me, like not like to cover the pump, but I need something there when I'm getting into it. For whatever reason, it's just like weird things that I have. Check-ins pretty much wrapped up, pretty much out the way. Just a few stragglers this morning, even though I said, you know, Mondays are usually a great day for people checking in early. A couple of little stragglers, lads, so they'll be done when I get home. And yeah, I have 11,500 steps done. 11,500 steps done. The Fitbit needs to also be charged. White, just ice cold white. Like, there's a big difference, man. I feel like a monster that isn't really fucking cold is a bit of a waste. It's a bit of a waste. Nothing to write home about today, boys. It was actually a poor day of pressing, to be completely honest. Poor day of pressing, poor day of dumbbell press, poor day of Smith press. Everything else moved lovely, everything else was great, but the power just wasn't there in the big presses today for whatever reason. I need to get a window open in here. About an hour, 20 minutes. In and out, it is 10 to 2. So, not too bad, but I don't know. Wasn't the greatest session, which is grand. Those days are going to come. I'm not going to let it ruin the day. I was just like, those dumbbells were heavy. Those dumbbells were a little bit too heavy today. Did my 10 minutes post-workout cardio just to bring me up to the 55 minutes. And now we're going to head home. It is absolutely fucking roasting. Absolutely roasting. But training's out the way. Cardio's out the way. Back to work. Post-workout meal. Yeah. Most steps done for the day and everything. Monday it's a super like busy day, like workload, but at the same time, like I seem to get everything done quite efficiently at the same time. Like getting up early in the morning, like, is crucial, you know. Like, if I don't get up early enough and I'm late to start the day, late doing cardio, late doing this, it just brings stress, do you know what I mean? And then I'm stressed going into the session because I'm behind on work, and it's the last thing you want, you know. And it just makes the day shit. But I'm enjoying my day, you know. I'm having a good day. Yeah, maybe not the best session, but it's not the end of the world, you know. I'm not going to cry about it. Got a pump posed, yeah. And the pump goes just as quick, man. Fucking flat and gone a little bit cold. Oh, lad. Back again. Just left Danielle off in to the sunbeds, which are super, super busy, which is always a good sign, but just means it'll be a little bit of a late evening. I'm going to go back into her soon. It is currently 9 in the evening. It's been a long day, but we just said fuck it. We'd head to the beach, get some more steps in, let Danielle get a bit of a walk in. Obviously my steps are a little bit through the roof again today, which seems to be a common theme on a Monday. I need to just be wary of the walking pad. I get carried away on the walking pad because you just, when you're stuck in work, like, you just don't even think about it. But great day across the board. Great day of prep. Obviously not the best session, as I said. I'm just getting the rig set up, getting my card sorted, battery sorted for filming tomorrow. We're filming dental practice tomorrow, which is pretty cool. So more kind of outside of the fitness realm of things, but I'm excited for it. So we're going to be doing that. We've also got density, and yeah, I think that is everything for today, to be honest with you. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, drop it a like, subscribe if you haven't already. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. The day that we hit 1,000 subscribers, I don't know how I'm going to feel, because it's been a goal of mine for however many years, and I'm finally putting the work in to try and get there, you know what I mean, and not just expecting to all of a sudden be at 1,000 subscribers. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take work. We are under the 12 weeks out now. Under the 12 weeks out, the days are just going to absolutely fly by, and I'm going to show you absolutely every single one of them as we go. That's the beauty of it. I'll see you tomorrow.